Hi, I'm Steve Thompson, president of Emery Thompson Machine, and today I'm going to make Caribbean Sea vanilla ice cream. The idea just didn't come into my head. Well, let's make a blue-green vanilla ice cream. Family members of mine, or soon-to-be family members, John and Bree, are getting engaged this weekend, and their future mother-in-law said, why don't we have a blue-green theme, because they love to travel throughout the Caribbean, and could you make some blue-green ice cream? I thought, no problem. I'll go down to Home Depot, get some blue latex paint and some green latex paint, and we're good to go. Actually, that's not what I did. It was more complicated than I expected. I'll show you what we're working with now. That's what I put together last night. This is milk, cream, sugar, and skim milk, all natural. And it has in it, well, actually, let me backtrack. I contacted Stan Sitten, who owns Green Mountain Flavors. Now, Stan and Green Mountain Flavors are not in Vermont. They're in Oswego, Illinois. And Stan has been working very hard in his company to produce all natural flavors and extracts and colorings. In fact, one time when I first met Stan, and still associated with the Bronx, New York, he sends me a bottle of beet juice, B-E-E-T, those horrible vegetables that nobody likes except my wife Paula. And he says, here, try this. And I wrote him back, I said, Stan, I'm in the South Bronx. Do you really think I'm going to sell beet juice Italian ice? And he laughed and he said, no, Steve, beets are the reddest thing on earth, and this is what you can use to get a red dye that is all natural. So that's a way to make cherry Italian ice using fresh maraschino cherries and his product, the concentrated beet juice with no beet taste, to make a beautiful color that's going to attract children of all ages. So I approached Stan and I said, I've got this conundrum. I've got to come up with a blue-green ice cream, a vanilla ice cream, and I have no idea how to do it other than to use paint. And he said, no, you don't want to do that. Let my technicians and scientists, my food scientists, take a poke at it. So they worked on it for a while, and they came back to me, and they came up with two products. One is called, I have to read my notes, spirulina, if I'm pronouncing that right. This is a blue-green algae. It's an algae that can be consumed by humans, and we're using only 2 teaspoons of this to 2.5 gallons of the ice cream blend. And then we're using a product which I'm going to kill the name of. It's either called Aneto or Aneto. And this is from the seeds of a tree, the Archie oak tree. I'm sure Stan is just laughing away because of my pronunciations. But this coloring added to the intense blue will give you more of that bluish green like you find the Caribbean seas. So that's how it came about, and that's what we're going to make. So I'm going to pour out, I'm using the 12-quart machine, and I'm going to pour out 6 quarts of the mix, the blend. Now, I think that's a very pretty color. I'm also betting that when it turns into ice cream, it's also going to get a little lighter in color. So there's my 6 quarts. And that should be plenty of ice cream for John and Bree, and a little left over for Paula and me to consume. Again, all natural. And this is what the market demands nowadays. We're not using red dye 40 or yellow 9 or green 2. They're carcinogens. They're not good. So let's pour this into the Emery Thompson 12 quart. Now the all-important vanilla. I use a lot of vanilla because I think the worst thing you can do in any flavor of ice cream that you're making, if I hand you a pale pink ice cream and you say, oh, that's delicious, what is it? And you can't tell that it's red raspberry as opposed to strawberry, then I've failed as an ice cream maker. So I believe in very intense flavorings. People don't eat necessarily air content or fat content. Nobody ever walked out of an ice cream parlor and said, oh, that's the best fat content I ever ate. Or, oh man, I really love that ice cream because of the air. No, people eat flavor. So I use more than the normal amount. I'm using a Lockheed product. George Lockheed is the president, and it's a fantastic product. This is called a two-fold vanilla from Madagascar. It's Madagascar bourbon. Two-fold means that it's twice the strength. And you can't get this in the supermarket, but this is a great product for the ice cream industry. So I'm going to put in 8 ounces, a little more than 8 ounces. I think the average person would use about 4. And we'll just pour that right in. And that's all we need. That is going to be the complete Caribbean Blue ice cream. I'm going to turn on my infinite overrun control. I'm going to set it for super premium because I want to keep the air content down a bit. Get that spinning. Turn on the refrigeration. And now I'm going to set my watch for 8 minutes. So we'll come back in a few minutes and see how this is doing.
Okay, now you're on.
While we have a few minutes with the Caribbean Sea vanilla ice cream being made, I wanted to show you a little bit more about what Stan Sitton's company does, Green Mountain Flavors. Again, Oswego, Illinois. Don't look for them in Vermont. These are all natural, and this is what the public is demanding nowadays. Here is a natural pineapple flavor, banana. Here's that was another pineapple, orange, and coconut. When I'm making a banana ice cream, I'm going to use fresh, overripe bananas for my flavor and my texture. Oh man, that smells just like bananas. But I'm going to use an extract to bolster the flavor because the bananas themselves, although they have a lot of flavor, need a little assistance, and this is the way to get it. All of these, here is coconut. There's something going on in Southern California with the millennials, and I believe it's going to spread and become a very important factor, and that is what they call dairy-free ice cream. Well, that makes me cringe because in order to be ice cream, it's got to have dairy, but it's selling, and younger people, younger than me, and I also love it. It's coconut water, it's coconut extract, sugar, and whatever flavor you want to make. So it doesn't have any dairy, which means it's lactose-free and extremely healthy, and I think it's a great trend. And all these flavors are available from Green Mountain Flavors, and just a great idea. Let's see how we're doing. We're getting close, so we'll check back in a couple of minutes and be ready to pull this product. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Oh yeah, that looks good. It's got a nice dry look to it and fluffy. I'm going to turn off the refrigeration switch, and I'm going to come over here and get my tubs ready. And spatula. And here we go. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I've created a masterpiece, if I say so myself. Jack's in the control room. Doesn't that look good, Jack?
Awesome, Steve.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Here we go. Take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if I was filling this into larger containers, of course, I would be finished long ago. But I have to freeze this, pack it in dry ice, and ship it to John and Bree's secret location. Now I'm going to make another batch after you're all gone, so let me do this, show you a nice presentation. So John and Bree, in your marriage, I wish you wonderful times together, traveling the Caribbean and other islands, and I wish you fair winds and following seas. Oh yeah, that's good. That's a winner.